Hi, everyone. Just a reminder, we didn't quite have time to finish this example in class, or perhaps you've been assigned this example for a different class, but I want to go through all the steps of the pairwise comparison method for choosing a winner when we have obviously these ranked choices and we need to go in and we want to compare. Again, pairwise means each one to each other individually. We're going to pair them up. We're going to go ahead and go through this just to remind ourselves of our steps. We're going to build or construct this comparison matrix. And for ease of convenience, you can actually see down at the bottom, I built it for you, where we can see all of our candidates going down and all of our candidates going across, right? We have everybody listed out in both places. And then since we can't compare like the Grinch to the Grinch, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to mark out the Grinch can't be compared to the Grinch. I'm just going to mark that out. A Christmas Story can't be compared to a Christmas Story. Mark that out. I said that backwards, but I think you guys got it. We're just going to mark out these extra ones. Okay. This will, again, also help us building our matrix to keep track of what we're doing. Okay. Next, we need to count the number of wins and place it in their spots. Now, this one's weird. The number of wins, the number of Christmas Story wins are going to go across Christmas Story's row, okay? Now, Christmas Story's column will be all of its losses against the other movies, okay? So we're going to count and put the wins into their spots, all right? Then we're going to assign points for each individual in the pair who wins. You get 1 point for a win, half point for a tie, 0 points for a loss. Okay? So each one of these boxes will eventually have a 0, a 1, or 1/2 in it. Okay. Then we're going to tally up all the points to find out the winner, which is also why I included a total column. So that's going to keep it pretty easy on us. Okay. So in this example, what is the best Christmas movie? Also is highly biased, but that's okay. We're going to use this preference ballot of ranked choices by college students to figure out the pairwise comparison winner. The pairwise comparison winner. So again, we're going to pair them up each individually to each other. So on the matrix, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a little dot. I'm going to use red for this first pair. I'm going to put a little dot in A Christmas Story versus a Grinch and the Grinch versus A Christmas Story. Okay. So again, the Grinch's points, the Grinch's wins are going to go in the Grinch's row, and the Christmas Story wins are going to go in the Christmas Story row. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the individual pairs and see who wins. So for these first 240 voters, I can see that Christmas Story ranked third, but the Grinch ranked first. So the Grinch wins those 240. I'm going to put a little 240 right here. And again, I'm going to keep it kind of small because I need the space in the box. It's a little bit annoying, but we got this. Okay. Next, for these 210 voters, it looks like A Christmas Story has rank 1 versus 4. So Christmas Story wins those 210s. Oh, snickerdoodles. I've already flipped them. I just said that the Christmas Story gets the Christmas Story wins, which would be the 210, and the Grinch row gets the Grinch wins, which would be the 240. I'll make that question. You gotta double check. Okay. Oof. Double check me again later, because who knows if I'll make the mistake. So then here we have 190 voters ranked Christmas Story 4 and Grinch 5, 4 wins. Now again, 4 wins over 5, so Christmas Story wins. So this 190 needs to go in the Christmas Story row, Let's make sure I keep track of myself here. So plus 190 against the Grinch, right? Against the Grinch. And then we have rank 5 or rank 2. Rank 2 wins. So those 120 go to the Grinch. So I go to the Grinch row and I put those 120. Okay. Then last, but certainly not least, we have a 2 place versus a 4 place. 2 place wins, second place wins. That's A Christmas Story wins those 110. The Christmas Story gets those 110. Okay. So for a Christmas Story, I have 210 plus 190 plus 110. And so we have 510. Now you'll notice I'm still keeping it pretty small because I'm going to use the majority of this box for something else in a minute. Okay. And then for the Grinch, we have 240 plus 120 is 360. Aha, we have a clear winner. Between A Christmas Story and the Grinch, between A Christmas Story and a Grinch, we can see that A Christmas Story got more higher votes, right? So I'm going to change colors. I'm going to put a 1 in the Christmas Story, and then I'm going to put it in a box just so I can see it really obviously. That's a 1 point because A Christmas Story won, and the 0 points because the Grinch lost. Okay, so now that I've done that for the Christmas Story Grinch, I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to go ahead and change colors here. So hopefully that'll also help me stay in line. Now I'm going to do, I think, A Christmas Story and Elf. Christmas Story and Elf. So I'm going to put a little dot in this Christmas Story Elf and then a little dot in this Elf Christmas Story. So those are the 2 boxes I'm going to go into. Okay. Then for my first 240 voters, it's Christmas Story versus Elf. I can see that A Christmas Story wins the ranking. So A Christmas Story gets the first 240. Okay. And then we have Christmas Story versus Elf. Christmas Story wins again. Plus 210. Then we have 4th place versus 3rd place. Aha! Elf gets these 190 votes right there. Again, Elf is only ranked 3, but A Christmas Story is ranked 4. Then we have, ooh, this is going to be close. Elf versus Christmas Story for these 120 voters. 4th place is better than 5th place. So Elf gets these 120. And then for these last 110, Christmas Story ranks 2, Elf ranks 5. Christmas Story wins plus 110. So let's go ahead. Let's go over to the calculator and let's add up Christmas Stories. We have 240 plus 210 plus 110. Did I do that right? I hope I did that right. And we have 560. And then for Elf, I have 190 plus 120, and I get 310. I feel like I made a mistake, but I think I got us all. Did I get us all? 210. And then 110. And 190 and 120. Okay. I think we're good. So, oh, once again, we have a clear winner. 560 versus 310. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to grab my other color pen and we get 1 point for Christmas Story and 0 points for Elf. So far, Christmas Story is definitely winning. They have 2 points, but as you can see, we have quite a few other spots to fill in. So let's take a few minutes. I'm not going to talk through as much, but hopefully you can see me right out as I go through these other spots. Okay? Pardon the mess. Let's see. I want that, please. Thank you. I'm going to delete those because next I'm going to pick, let's see, I think I'm going to pick A Christmas Story and Red 1. A Christmas Story and Red 1. I know that I liked Red 1, but that's okay. So I need A Christmas Story versus Red 1. Christmas Story gets the first 240. Christmas Story, Red 1. Ooh, Christmas Story again. Christmas Story, Red 1. Ooh, Red 1 gets those. Christmas Story, Red 1. Red 1 gets those. Christmas Story, Red 1. That last 110 goes to A Christmas Story. So let's see. A Christmas Story is 240 plus 210 plus 110. Aha. So that's 560. My goodness, lots of 560s for this Christmas Story here. 190 plus 120 is 310. Bam. And here we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Christmas Story gets another point. Christmas Story gets a point. Red 1, no point. Okay. Whew. Now we gotta do Die Hard. Why you do that? There we go. We're gonna delete those. Now I'm gonna do Christmas Story Die Hard. I just really want to know. Christmas Story Die Hard. I'm gonna pick a new color. Christmas Story Die Hard. Die Hard Christmas Story. So I need Christmas Story Die Hard. Oop, Die Hard wins those 240. Then we have Christmas Story Die Hard. Oh, Christmas Story got those 210. Christmas Story Die Hard is Die Hard. Christmas Story Die Hard is Die Hard. Christmas Story Die Hard. Let's see. Second place versus first place. First place wins. Plus 110. Oh man. I don't even need to tally those up. I can already tell you that Die Hard got more than A Christmas Story here. So let's go ahead. Let's put in the points. 0 points here. 1 point here. Now, don't get me wrong, Christmas Story is still in the lead. It's tallying up to 3 points, but I haven't filled in all the rest of my matrix. So I got to go through. I got to do some more for my matrix. Let's see. Okay, so next I'm going to do, how about the Grinch versus Elf and Elf versus the Grinch? Okay, so again, the Grinch points are going to go in that upper box and the Elf points are going to go in the lower box. So let's see, the Grinch versus Elf, Grinch versus Elf. And all these, I'm going to go ahead and circle them all so I keep track. Okay. For the first one, the Grinch wins 240. 240. For the next one, oh, nope, Grinch wins again for those 210. Then Elf wins for those 190. Then the Grinch wins for those 120. Then the Grinch wins for those 110. Again, I don't even need to tally it up. It's 190 versus whatever that tallies up to is going to be much bigger. Aha. So I'm going to go ahead, give 1 point right here to the Grinch, 0 points right here to Elf. Okay. And I think I'm going to go ahead and finish out the Grinch. So let me go ahead and clear out this. Now, I would suggest either multiple copies, maybe some erasable pencils. Really keeping yourself organized as you're doing this will help an awful lot. So let's see. I'm going to do light blue. And again, we have the Grinch versus Red 1. Red 1 versus the Grinch. So the Grinch Red 1, the Grinch Red 1, the Grinch Red 1, the Grinch Red 1, the Grinch Red 1. Aha, okay, so these are the different places we're comparing. So those first 240 voters like the Grinch better. 240. Boo! Okay, and then the next 210 like Red 1 better because they put it in 2 place versus 4 place. So 210. Then next 190. Ooh, okay, that was Red 1 wins. But then the next 120, the Grinch wins. 120. And then the next 110 voters, Red 1 wins. Plus 110. So I'm gonna go ahead and tally these up. Let's see. 240 plus 120 is 360. And then 210 plus 190 plus 110 gives me 510. Aha! Red 1 won that interaction. Red 1 won that pairwise comparison. So I'm going to give Red 1 1 point. And the Grinch 0 points for that pair up. Okay, one more pair up for the Grinch. And it's Die Hard versus the Grinch and Grinch versus Die Hard. There we go. Okay, so again, the Grinch points are going to go on the row for the Grinch. The Die Hard points are going to go in the row for the Die Hard. And let's go ahead. Let's clear out those. And we will double check our rankings for the Grinch and Die Hard. 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 Okay, now I'm going to pair each of those and then I'm going to give it the number of ballots. So it looks like the first 240 went with the Grinch. 240 went with Grinch. The next 210 went with Die Hard. The next 190 went with Die Hard, because second place is better than fifth place. Okay. The next 120 went with Die Hard. Plus 120. What's going on, pencil? Are we okay? Then that last 110 went with Die Hard. And again, I don't think we need to tally up. I think we can clearly see that Die Hard won more times than the Grinch. The Grinch only had 240, and the Die Hard had 210, and another 110, and another 190, and another 120. So we are looking at Die Hard winning that one. So Die Hard gets 1 point. The Grinch gets 0. And the Grinch can go ahead and we'll tally it up. 0 points and 1 point, and 0 makes 1 total. 1 total point for the Grinch. Okay, but we are still not done. We're still not done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Let's go ahead. I'm going to clear out these other written bits. And let's go ahead and change colors again. I'm going to have to start repeating colors. I'm getting a little bit low. So let's do elf, red 1, and red 1 elf. So elf, red 1, and red 1 elf. I'm going to go ahead and just circle these. We're going to compare these rankings. So for the first 240, they went with red 1. The next 210, red 1. The next 190, red 1, plus 190. The next 120. And the last 110. Oh my goodness. Every single voter picked red 1 over elf. Ugh, that's clear. That's clear to see. Boom. Okay. So right here, we get 0 points here, 1 point here. Let's go ahead and clear out these. Okay. And now the last one for elf. Elf is not getting a lot of points here. The last one for elf is elf versus Die Hard. And I don't know that we have to wonder that much. Let's see. Die Hard, elf, elf, Die Hard. I'm going to go ahead and circle elf, Die Hard, elf, Die Hard, elf, Die Hard, elf, Die Hard, elf, Die Hard. Okay. Let's see. Die Hard wins, right? Die Hard wins, Die Hard wins, Die Hard wins, and Die Hard wins. Ladies and gentlemen, in every single one of those, Die Hard had a better ranking. There's going to be 0 there. And all of the voters, which I probably should have added up at the beginning to find out. 240 plus 210 plus 190 plus 120 plus 110. Aha! 870. 870 total definitely means that Die Hard wins. Die Hard wins that one. I should stick to my color scheme. So I'm going to do this and this. And change over to blue so I can say 0 points for elf, 1 point for Die Hard. And it looks like elf has 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. So 0 points for elf. Okay, 0 points all the way up for elf. Okay, now we have our very last pair up. Our very last pair up here. We have red 1 versus Die Hard versus red 1. Okay, here we go. Now, red 1, Die Hard, red 1, Die Hard, red 1, Die Hard, red 1, Die Hard, red 1, Die Hard. The first 240 picked Die Hard. 240 picked Die Hard. The next 210 though picked red 1. 210 there. The next 190 picked red 1. 190 there. The next 120 picked Die Hard, plus 120. Again, because we see that for those 120 voters, they have first place Die Hard, third place red 1. And the last 110 voters, ooh, barely eked out, right? Between those two, we can see that Die Hard wins that one again. Okay. Oh, so let's go ahead. Let's tally up. We have 210 and 190 gives us 400. Ooh, that's getting really close. Versus 240 plus 120 plus 110. Oh, 470. Okay, pause for a moment and double check. If we had gotten the same number in both boxes, if it had been like 400 and 400, then we would have given each one of those a half point and a half point. Now it's not true. That's not true. We can see the Die Hard one. So Die Hard gets 1 point, red one gets 0 points. But again, if those match up, you have a tie up, you need a half point. So it looks like, oh my goodness. So red one, 0 there. Die Hard eked out with a win. So we have a red one getting 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0, which is 2 points. And Die Hard getting 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 4 points. And ladies and gentlemen, there are not a lot of points to be had here, but it turns out that Die Hard won all 4 of its pair-ups. Die Hard had all 4 pair-ups. Die Hard wins the pairwise comparison. Die Hard wins the pairwise comparison vote. We can also say that Die Hard is the Condercet winner. Die Hard is the Condercet winner is another way to say that. But good job, Die Hard. I'm going to say with 4 points. Good job, Die Hard. Yeah? Now, you do have to go through and you have to make up all of these pairings. There's a lot of pairings to be had here. And again, for class, I want you to think about how we can figure out how many pair ups we have. Just want you to be thinking about that. We do get kind of a cool formula from that too. Okay. If you have any questions, again, reach out to me or the embedded tutor, and I'll see you next week.